So the next thing is that other people, meaning your tenants, are going to pay off all of your real estate. Other people are going to pay off all of your real estate and all of the expenses in the meantime. Meaning if you've bought it right, it's the only way to buy them, by the way. And part of this game is having discipline, right? So let me just make the assumption, and I know, for my students, and if any of my students are watching or people listen to me, like, you have to have discipline. You have to have discipline. The other day I brought in one of my mentors to speak to my students at Breakthrough at the Beach, and net worth 100 million plus this guy has. And during his hour-and-a-half conversation with my students, he used the word discipline 7 times. I was keeping track. My little notebook, I was taking notes. He used the word discipline like 7 times. Kept saying it. He was like, it's about discipline. It's about discipline. So let me just assume that that you're using discipline when you do a deal, and you're using the proper formula on how to buy your deals. So a good rental property is one where the rents are going to be paid by the tenant, and that rent is going to cover all of your expenses, your principal, your interest on your mortgage, your taxes, and your insurance, and you're also going to add in for repairs, not just the initial repairs I'm talking about after the initial repairs are made to the property, your long-term maintenance repairs and just general repairs that occur. And also you're gonna account for some vacancy that is going to occur most likely. Doesn't always occur. I'll explain a little bit later with some. I've had tenants now for 10 years. Since my first year in this business, they are paying off my real estate. I want you to think about that. I bought a house in 2007. Originally, it was in a 30-year loan. I refinanced this loan about 6 years ago to a 10-year loan. That home was almost paid off. I've got another property that I've owned for 8 years. That property is on a 15-year mortgage. It is halfway paid off. I've never had another tenant. I've not been to the property since I purchased the property. Okay, the same exact tenant is paying off my home. So I want you to get this, that when rental property is done right, other people will pay off your real estate. We could just stop the presentation there, by the way. When it's done right, it is incredibly powerful. So let's talk about what happens also over the long term, which the value of your property is going to appreciate. If we just look at typical appreciation of being 3% per year, then you can look at the examples on the screen that a $235,000 home will be worth $485,000 with 3% appreciation over 30 years. Look at 4%, okay? So typically home prices mirror inflation. Typically they mirror inflation. So, and that's just the law of economics. I know there's some exceptions to that, and some of you on the East Coast or West Coast are probably thinking like, no, that's not true, whatever. But look, let's face it. If appreciation were much higher than the cost of housing, it wouldn't be too long till no one could afford to buy a house. And we know during the correction that happened 10 years ago that did happen. But if cost of living, appreciation, the workforce is making about 3% more per year on average, then if the pricing of homes is going up 6% per year, it wouldn't take long until no one could find a home. So the fact is that typical appreciation is about 3% per year. Okay? So if you are investing in property that you're fully leveraging, and if you're putting cash in it too, that's fine. Like, to go back to the first slide, if you want to invest your cash into this, that's completely fine. Like, all my eggs are in the real estate basket and my businesses. whenever we have profit, it goes into real estate. So I'm not saying never put money into real estate, because I think it's a fabulous place to put money in real estate. Obviously, this is all I do, because I like to be in control. I like to earn way above market returns, but that's why leveraging money gives you that ability to leverage other people's money 100% if you'd like, and then on top of that leverage money, you're earning appreciation almost every single year. And there's a general rule. It's not exact, but there's a general rule that says that every 20 years that real estate will essentially double. Real estate will essentially double every 20 years. So I don't know your plan. When I got started in real estate in my early 30s, that was my plan, was to own a lot of real estate free and clear by the time I got in my 50s, and even start earning some now in my 40s, owning it free and clear. And you may say, like, big deal, whatever. You may be in a position to do that right now. But you understand, when I started, I had no knowledge about real estate, and I had no money. My wife and I were living in an apartment, paid off our credit cards or student loans, and I'm like, I'm going to be a real estate investor, but I have no money or experience. So having that goal then was a really big thing for me, and it's coming, to fruition now. So I think it's, incredible opportunity, but whatever, that's me. I'm biased. This is for you to make a decision. So at the same time that you're paying down, that your house is appreciating, what are you also doing? So if you're fully leveraged or just partially leveraged with some mortgages, that same exact time you are paying down the principal, and you are accumulating more equity. And this is wealth creation on autopilot. So whenever you buy a property and lease it out, have it managed, or if you manage it yourself, whatever, you set up mortgages and auto bill pay. So, like me as a business owner, there's some months like we have phenomenal months, and there's some months where like we suck, like whatever happened, it's a bad month, whatever, didn't close a lot of stuff, whatever. So whatever happens, good or bad, preferably good, but we've got the bad. I know that every single month on all this real estate that we own, that there's payments going out every single month, that our principal is going down. And me personally, I aggressively pay down my principal on homes. And that fluctuates a little bit depending on the markets. I used to only to finance homes and amortize them with a 30-year amortization. Now, like, we aggressively pay them down. We started doing that in 2009 when the market really allowed us to do that. It's a little bit harder in today's market, but it can be done. But I'm all about rental property being for wealth creation. And every single month that my payments are going out, auto bill pay, which is every month, then I'm every month increasing my net worth and accumulating more equity every single month. So we're getting that benefit of the tenants paying their rent, covering all of our costs, and paying down that mortgage every single